Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Valen, and this is StoneBlock 3. Today, I think we might be getting into a little bit of magic, but first, let's go with some experience. I've made a new blade. I call this one the Blade of Experience. It's an Electrum Cleaver. It's just made entirely out of Electrum, so it gets experienced 4 and multiplies my experience gained by a considerable amount with anything that I kill with this thing. So it's pretty much just used for killing mobs. And you can see it does a pretty good job killing mobs as well as just getting me lots of levels. And not that this is any kind of automation, but it is really nice. It does also have luck on it and a bit of sweeping edge just for the extra damage. So getting levels for enchanting stuff hasn't been a problem anymore. That has just made things so much quicker and easier. In fact, I've been getting lots of drops. I've been using a lot of the rewards and stuff like that in here. There is, I keep forgetting, mechanism in here, and probably some of the, there we go, Paxels that are in here would probably be a good idea and save me space in my hotbar, but as I've already committed to Tinker's Construct, I think I'm going to stick with that for now. I did expand out this area in expectation of pursuing the different area that I'll be working on today, which is probably going to be Botania. There's a few quality of life items in there that I really wanted and thought that why not, it'd be a good idea to get into that. But I am better equipped for when I go back in to fight mobs. I'm not like super OP, but I do have protection 4 on all my armor except for my my trousers. But that does allow me to step up and also go super fast. On top of that, I made the trip a little bit quicker and easier. I made vector plates from Dark Utilities, which can take me quite quickly from one end all the way to the other, provided that I don't run into any kind of like obstacles along the way. So boom, I'm already at the other city, and then I can just take this path back, and it's really, really quick. It did take a bit of resources on that one, but it wasn't too bad. I really enjoyed it. I think I might switch this out for a pressure plate. I'm not as worried about mobs coming through there. Anyway, you can see it devours my hunger just to run that fast along there, though. So yeah, that's the thing. But besides being prepped for warfare, I'm actually not going to go into any kind of war. At least I don't anticipate it at the moment. Oh, there's another loot bee around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Actually, I found out that if you can just get above some of the loot bees, sometimes their items will just like pop up above you, or they'll just go up to an open space if they spawned in a bad location. But anyway, let's get into a little bit of some quests today. So as you recall, we finished pretty much all of the getting started area. I realize that there are a few things in there that aren't done, but I don't really think I need to. And I was noticing there's a distinct lack of direction for this mod pack. It just kind of says these are the things that are out there, and then it gives you an end game, and that's pretty much it. So I guess it's a matter of if you really want to pursue the end game for it, or if you just want to experience a bit of what the mod pack has to offer. It seems like it's got a lot more exploration than anything else. Now there are passive resources in here in the form of chickens, and I've been told by people in chat, as well as those that I've talked to that have started playing the pack, that chickens are very, very powerful in this pack as far as resource gathering. And at some point I'll be going into those, just not this day. I do hope to get into a little bit of mob grinding utils, maybe doing that today. I did get some of the fans for free in some of the mob drops, and an upgrade as well for one of them, but that's nothing that I want at this exact moment. I think I am a little bit more interested in some Botania. And from what this is telling me, I should probably make some floral fertilizer in order to start, which looks like it's made from just about any kind of dye plus some bone meal. Okay, that's simple enough. And there we go. All those bones that I've been using pretty much just take care of everything that I need for floral fertilizer. It's just bone meal and more bone meal turned into dye. And that gets us a pretty decent amount. I've got 30 here, which I could just use one and break everything, but I think what I'm going to do is use several and then break a bunch of stuff. Oh, excellent. So if I use my axe, I can just harvest all of them with Vein Miner. Now, whenever it comes to Botania, there's usually a lot of flowers to choose from. So I think I'm probably going to need some kind of controller system back here. I know that there's at least 16 different flower types. So that means that there's going to be at least 16 different petals and probably going to be another 16 different powders, and then space for maybe a controller or something like that. I have some extras here, but I figure this is a really good way to start it off. There we go. So it's all now connected, and I can start putting in things as I need to. And this is all the things that I've been getting from the mob farm over there that kind of, you know, get me started off with. I already have a petal apothecary, which is a good choice to start with. So are pure daisies, which is kind of funny. And I can start making some of the really good stuff. See, I didn't even have to make the pure daisy at this point. So let's start with a bit of this. Actually, I've just placed that in a poor place, but it'll still work. Got it. So this should convert into living wood, and then I smelted up some stone real quick so that we can make some living rock as well, because I don't have any of those supplies. It will take a little bit of time, and I don't have any method of speeding it up yet, but that will do quite nicely. I also have some mana pools, some mana diamonds, mana steel ingots, hovering hourglass, which I could use to automate these things if I so desired, just by putting this on the side and hooking it up with redstone and having things being placed and making certain flowers that can do so. But I think that's getting ahead of things. Right now, I just need these two materials made, at least in a small amount. There we go. We now have living wood, which I can harvest up rather easily, and then living rock, which I can do the same. And I believe with, I think it's 5 living rock and a mana diamond, I can make one of those. There it is, a runic altar. Already I've made all these things. I still haven't even made a flower yet. So let's see where we are with the quests. Looks like floral fertilizer is done, and we get our Lexica Botania. Nice. Petal apothecary, done. Pure daisy, done. Mana pool. Make a mana pool and mana spreader. Oh, I haven't made the mana spreader yet. Okay. Oh, and I got a repair talisman? Repairs nearby players' items every 1 second, but that's on a pedestal. How good is it in the belt slot? Let's find out. That's already repairing. Okay, well, so much for needing mending on any of these things. Oh, but it doesn't work on the Tinker's Construct stuff. Okay, well, maybe vanilla is going to be better than your regular Tinkers today. Here's the fun part. I need to figure out what I have the most of, and then convert it to mystical lime petals. There we go. So that I can make those mana spreaders that I needed. There we go. 2 mana spreaders, which is perfect. And I just realized I don't have a wand yet. So I'm going to need... That just makes regular sticks. I have made a mistake there. Let's put this in place for now and get some living wood twigs. And because, again, I have more of these than anything else, let's convert them into petals. And then I can use them, in a regular crafting grid to make the wand that I need in order to have things work properly around here. All right, now I can see things better. All right, so this needs to aim at this. Okay. We're doing things now. So let's put this in place. I think that's going to be a good idea. And in fact, I might actually re-aim these things, because I just realized that these are not actually, there's no mana currently. And I don't think that mana in a bottle can, no, it can't be put in there. You can only drink the stuff, and I'm not about to do that. Another random reward for getting the mana spreader set up. And yep, an endoflame. I think that's where I'm going to head next. Oh, I never picked up the runic altar at the right time. Let's do that. And we collect the prize for the runic altar as well. But we need to get an endoflame. I think I'm going to put that on my remember list because I'm going to need that. So let's see, we need brown, light gray, and red petals because I don't have access to any of the other stuff. So that shouldn't be too bad. Converting each of the flowers into their respective petals, I now have everything that I need for it, short of some water for this petal apothecary. There, that should make things a little bit simpler at the very least. I now have infinite water source directly behind it. a spot to put my wand if I want, and a spot for the bucket as well. So the recipe is pretty simple. 1 of each of these and then 2 of those. Then I followed up with some kind of seed. In this case, I'm going to try immersive engineering. Oh, it works just fine. So I can just grab some of the seeds from over here. I don't need to get wheat seeds or anything crazy like that. Then if I right click with an empty hand, I can add the same recipe again, throw in another seed, and I've got myself another flower. And I have now completed the quest for endoflames, which requires a bit of burnables in most cases, and I can't remember if they feed off each other or not. So I just threw in several stacks of gravel in here to get ground up, get myself a little bit more resources, but primarily because I wanted a bunch of coal. Now there are ways that I can just make a simple automation for this, and I think that this might be my simple automation for this episode, is me trying to make something that'll work for this. To start with, I'm going to need a pressure plate and some redstone. Alright, so let's see if I can remember how to do this automation. I know that I need a pressure plate, a wooden one preferably, plus an open crate that needs to be aiming down, I believe. Hopefully it is. I think so. I can always double check just by digging underneath. Yep, it has the opening underneath there. Put that back. And then I need to have a hopper going into it. And then a block, I believe 1 space away so that the redstone can come through and pass into the hopper. I can't remember if I need the redstone over here, but let's find out. I put this up here. Oh, I think that works. Yep, that's working. So now I just need to have these connected to each of these. And that's getting us some mana. Woohoo! All right, we're getting our first magic juice. All right, well, this may be cool and all. I can't stand the look of just the cobblestone being there. So there we go. We're going to do that. Then I'm going to put this stuff back in here. I've got several more amounts of coal to be used. And I think I need to get some more endoflames to set this up. In fact, I still have the seeds to do so. All right, 2 more endoflames. And I don't think that these are redstone active, reactive, I think. Whereas once upon a time, if you had a redstone signal next to these, it would actually shut the flower off. But I can't recall. And I don't think that they do anymore. So let's have it go to this one, and this one goes to here. And we now are still generating even more mana because we've got 4 of them eating the coal that I have in place here. Now, just so that I have a way of shutting this off in the future, I think if I do this, it'll actually just stop it completely because the redstone signal going through to the hopper should stop anything from coming out. That's right. Okay, it does work. So then I'll just leave that off and we should be good. Now this quantity of coal is going to last me quite some time. I don't even need the chest up here just yet, but in the future that might be a thing. And I might even switch it from coal to like coal blocks. But I think that these, mana spreaders are, well, they're a bit, no, actually we're not generating mana fast enough just yet. So maybe I do need some more endoflames. Either way, I want some ender glass. I want some mana glass, and I'll show you why in just a moment. I figure that this will just make things a little bit simpler for the fact that I already have mana steel ingots and gold. Now I think this is the recipe for it. Yes, it is. The Mana Seer monocle. Now by wearing this item, it shows up on your person, but of course you can always turn it off. It's all the way at the bottom down here on the charm slot. You can turn it off if you don't like that on there, and honestly, I kind of don't, so bye-bye. But now I can see things a little bit easier when I look at something like a flower, like what area it actually covers. So I could spread out more endoflames in here and still do just fine. So I think I'm going to make a bunch more endoflames so that I can speed up my mana production a bit more, especially since these mana spreaders are easily keeping up with just these 4 endoflames. Either way I look at it though, it looks like we're getting a good amount of mana build up at this point. It's not a ton. I mean, there are much more efficient ways of doing this, but it's a great starting method and I have the resources to accommodate this. So back to quests, we have the endoflame complete. And this kind of jumps straight ahead to the terrestrial agglomeration plate. I'm kind of surprised about that. It doesn't tell you anything about any of the fun toys that are out there, optional items or anything like that. But yeah, I guess it makes sense. It wants you to get into the Elementium stuff via the Elven Gateway. And it looks like the next step also requires sparks, which require blaze powder. And as far as I'm able to tell, there's only 2 ways of easily making blaze powder at this point. And that is either going way far out into wherever that big band of red is for the nether experience, or I can go for the alternate, which is to start breeding some chickens up, which there is methods of getting plenty of chickens. And I think I've got the stuff that I'd be able to start making those, but that would be a long chain of events. So I don't know if you guys have an interest in me exploring into the nether for this, or if there's like a chicken pursuit I should follow. We will see in the future, but I'm curious to hear if you have any suggestions of what you'd like to see. By the way, I did get a bunch of luggage. I have yet to name these, but I was curious if I can actually use these in a special way. For those not familiar with it, this is inspired from the Discworld book series, and these are basically invincible creatures that you can access and will automatically pick up things that you drop in the world. And they make lovely little sounds like that. And if you can get them to get zapped by lightning, they'll upgrade. And I have here a fulminating grenade. I don't know. Yeah, it didn't actually do anything for them. It's bringing in its own zapping effect. It was worth a try. Oh no, they're gonna go after the coal. No, come here, come here. Stop that. Stop. All of you, quit it. Quit it. I know you're cute, but stop that. You guys are only for questing. Stop it. You just sneak right click to pick them up. I'm going to stand way over here so they don't think to go and get that stuff. You can see I just accidentally placed one of those in the wall, and it's fine. These things are immune to damage. Give me those. Give me that. Those blocks of coal. And you don't have anything either. All right. Well, the rest of you can get back in my inventory, and you come with me when I go questing, okay? So I just had a thought. What if I eliminate these and put compacting drawers in these places instead? Did that one just went back further than I wanted it to go. All right, putting those back down, putting this up here, and tossing in some cobblestone. Yeah, it's going up automatically. It just needed something to start with. Okay, all right, that's fine. And I now have compacted cobble. I don't know why I didn't think about this before. I've constantly been putting it in here or using my inventory compacting methods. Ugh. So the reason I was doing this was just so that I could smash up some things real quick and easy, and I didn't realize that that would be a simple way of automating things as well. But this now allows me to process a lot more gravel very quick and easy. Oh my gosh, that was stupidly easy. And then I can get all the coal from that and toss it into the mana-producing creation over here. So with those things aside, maybe I can make some of these other things I was interested in, like an assembly halo. If you're not familiar with it, it's a really wonderful device. I just need a few of these materials. I already have some mana steel ingots from what I was working on before, well, just from rewards, actually. So I'll take those plus this ender pearl, turn it into a mana pearl, make a crafting table, and then I think I can just make one of these. Nice. And this is one way of just automatically crafting things. So if I want, I can just go over to this tab here where the crafting table icon is, right click, and I have automatic crafting, like a full crafting table. So it's like the crafting table on a stick. But you can also save recipes. You can save them and then just click on them in order to craft them automatically. You can even upgrade this into a manufactory halo, and it will automatically process things into what you have set up in these little tabs on the side. It's really nice, and I do love having these things around. But I want a ring of magnetization just so that I can pick things up easier that are close to me. Considering that I'm not playing with any other players, it's definitely a big benefit. So first, I need the mana lens, which then is going to be used to make the mana lens of magnetizing, which then I combine that with some more mana steel ingots and I get a ring of magnetization, which it won't work without mana. So I need a tablet, which is what stores mana. And I think I'm going to use one of my ender pearls and then combine it with a bunch of living rock to make a mana tablet. Now this, if I can get this switched out properly, let's grab this here. Currently mana pool is tablets will feed into the mana pool. So if I sneak right click, it switches it so the tablets will be fed by the mana pool. Toss that in there and it will start recharging this tablet, which then I can carry a bunch of mana on me. And any kind of mana powered items like armor, weapons, tools, or rings can be powered by a tablet that's in my inventory. There we go. Mana is completely dry and the mana tablet is almost full. It's about a half a pool's worth of mana and it's worth having on your person if not in your inventory. Now here's the drawback. If I put this ring on, I then start grabbing things I don't want to grab. So I'm going to need to make a certain item to help me offset that in this workspace. Solagnolia. That's the flower that I need. If I put one in the nearby area, it'll stop things from being picked up, which requires a couple brown. Actually, I'll get a couple because it doesn't hurt to do that. And it also requires redstone root, which is made from redstone and a bit of grass. Yeah, I think I can manage that too. Using a bit of that, I can use my comma to then harvest up all of this and get a bunch of grass. Combine it with the redstone dust, I now have that redstone root. We now get the Solagnolia. I place this down, let's put it here. When I look at it, it covers this whole area. I shouldn't gather anything with my magnets. So let's put my magnet on and I'm unaffected. What about over on this side when I first come in? Am I grabbing any coal then? It does not appear so. I am in the clear. Nice. And I'll probably need this in some other areas as well, just so that my magnet doesn't grab everything. Maybe over by my mob farm. And there you have it. I think that that's a pretty good stopping point. I'm going to need to get myself a better source of coal, fuel, whatever. I may end up looking into chickens. We'll see. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If so, please be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe. Don't be afraid to come visit us on Twitch. Also, we have a second YouTube channel called Mischief of Mice 2 that you can see our Twitch VODs on if you so would like to. Anyway, till next time, folks, I'll see ya.